In this video, we explore how Pixar's Cars teaches us to slow down. Pixar's Cars was released on the 9th of June 2006. The film is set in a world where all living beings are vehicles. Cars, boats, planes, etc. The film is criticised by many to be a weaker Pixar film, but I think the film is amazing. The film follows a young rookie race car named Lightning McQueen, who is qualified for the Piston Cup. McQueen is self-obsessed, cocky and arrogant. McQueen is in his rookie year of the Piston Cup. McQueen is racing in the final lap of the Piston Cup. He is tied first with two other racers, Chick Hicks and the legendary Strip the King Weathers. Chick Hicks is an insecure, jealous cheater who uses all the dirty tactics to win. He's not afraid to trash talk or put his other fellow drivers in danger. The King has won 7 Piston Cups and is a racing legend. He is the face of the biggest race sponsor, Dynaco. This is his last racing season before his retirement. The race is intense, that ends with all 3 racers tying first. This leads to a decisive race between the 3 of them to take place in California. Whilst travelling in his trailer to California, McQueen falls out of his trailer. McQueen gets lost before ending up causing havoc in a small town named Radiator Springs. McQueen is arrested for the damage he has caused in Radiator Springs. His punishment is to repair the road that he damaged. Doc Hudson says it will take 5 days. McQueen, however, is focused on getting out of town as fast as possible and making his way to California to reach the race in time. As soon as Mate unclamps him, he races out of town. Fortunately, the cars of the town saw this coming and only gave him enough fuel to make it a short distance. McQueen, determined to get out as quick as possible, decides to fix the road within 1 hour, despite Doc Hudson saying it'll take 5 days minimum. The road isn't really repaired, it's bumpy and it's not smooth. McQueen rushed as quick as he could and he'd done a bad job. A horrible job. Like the worst job. McQueen is then ordered to scrape the road up and start again. He gets to work overnight. This time, the road is well done. McQueen decided to take his time and it paid off. The road is only a fraction of the way done, however, but patience is key. Whilst McQueen is fixing the road, he has conversations with cars from the town such as Mater and Sally. Fixing the road forces McQueen to slow down. It makes him have interactions and have conversations with cars he never would have before. It makes him focus less on the speed and the racing, more on people and himself. After McQueen spends time with Mater, they take a slow cruise back into town, where they talk about Sally. We can already see that McQueen is slowing down and taking in the moments around him as they come. McQueen is also befriending Mater and giving him the time of day, well, night, which makes a huge contrast to McQueen in the Rusty's tent at the start of the film. In the tent, he sees rusty cars, and he doesn't want to go near them. He's disgusted by them. He gives them as little amount of time as he possibly needs to before he can get out of there. Well, this is what we think, until McQueen says, "No more rusty cars." Mater responds with, "What's wrong with rusty old cars?" McQueen has made progress, but he still possesses an ego. The next day, Sally asks McQueen if he wants to take a nice slow drive. Whilst the other town members are skeptical, thinking he may just drive off again, they fill him up with gas. McQueen is faced with a choice: go on a drive with Sally, or abandon the town and make it to his race, like he wanted to a few days ago. A choice testing his ego. McQueen chooses to go on a drive with Sally. They drive through the desert landscape into the forest, driving through puddles and mud. They drive past a waterfall, and we see Sally in slow motion as we're looking through the eyes of McQueen. For the first time in this film, McQueen is slowed down. He's taken a slow drive, and he's taken in the scenery and Sally. The scene is the turning point for McQueen. They both continue driving until they reach an abandoned motel on top of a deserty cliff. Sally explains to McQueen how she ended up in Radiator Springs. She was an attorney living the fast life in LA, but she wasn't happy, so she just drove and drove until she broke down, and finally she ended up here at the motel. Sally tells McQueen she fell in love with the view, so she stayed and never left. She slowed down and she found her happiness. Route 66. In the real world, Route 66 is known as the Mother Road. It's a road that stretches from Chicago, Illinois to Santa Monica in Los Angeles, California. Back in the Cars world, Sally explains how the road used to flow with the land and pass through many towns, such as Radiator Springs, towns that relied on tourism to keep their businesses afloat. Sally says, cars didn't drive in it to make great time, they drove in it to have a great time. A new interstate named Route 40 was made. The road cut through the land which saved 10 minutes of time. Now, cars never take the original road, they stay on Route 40. Which doesn't steer off to these towns that rely on tourism from the road, so they've been left to be abandoned. This reflects our society. People are moving too fast, overcomplicating their life, focusing on saving as much time as possible rather than slowing down, enjoying a nice drive through scenery, going on a walk, having moments of reflection, going out of their way to do something nice for someone else or themselves. McQueen finishes paving the road overnight. The town thinks that McQueen drove off to get to the race in California in time, but instead he stays. McQueen realises how much the town has gone through. Their businesses can barely stay afloat and they've had customers for years, so he decides to spend the day visiting each business, one by one, giving them his time of day. McQueen has no ego here. He doesn't think that he's above the town or the people. He had the opportunity to leave, but instead he spent his whole day and night helping the town. At the end of the day, McQueen has one more surprise for the town.
Life could be a dream, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream.
Repaired all the town's neon lights, which hadn't been on since the town's heyday. He made the town return to its former glory and he makes all the town folk happy. This is one of the most iconic scenes in the whole film and definitely one of my favourite. Everyone slows down in the town, they're happy, and they're enjoying that moment. A race car, one of the fastest things in the world, was able to slow down, take its time and go out of its way to help people. So if a race car can do it, so can we. McQueen removed his ego. He took in other people's perspectives. Slowing down is something we all need to do. It's so easy to get caught up in a life that we forget to just live. Cars is a film I've watched hundreds of times, especially as a kid, and it's a film I hold dear. I've always loved it, but looking back as I'm older with new perspectives and understands the world, I appreciate it and its message even more. So whilst this film might be a weaker Pixar film in some people's eyes, to me it will always be special, one of my favourite films of all time. The juxtaposition of race cars and slowing down is beautiful. It shows the audience, yes, you need to put your pedal down and meet your goals and ambitions, but you need to just give yourself time to live and grow. YouTube personally thinks you'll enjoy the video on screen right now, so make sure to check it out. You will get exclusive perks for joining my Patreon in the description down below, even if you're a free or a paid member, and it's the best way to help support me and the channel out. Thank you so much for watching.